Saving the Storyteller from AI, Part 2, The Dangerous Mythology of AI Hallucinations. This is the audio recording of a Substack post recorded by the author Hazel Denhart. In Part 1, I argued that AI cannot replicate the intuitive and emotional intelligence that real storytellers tap from within the dark reach of the personal and collective unconscious. Like Harlow's wire mesh mama, AI can provide the mechanical structure of story, but it starves the soul. It can calculate formula and patterns, but it cannot nourish our philosophical hunger or transform the human heart. Now let's talk about why we're so afraid of this soulless machine in the first place. Artificial intelligence dazzled me at first like a wannabe Hollywood blockbuster. Kablammo! Talk of it was everywhere, from congressional podiums to the line for produce scales at the supermarket. Dramatic interviews with scientific and technology experts screamed across the public sphere that life will never be the same. It was impossible to avoid the relentless marketing promises of a newfangled thingamabob that will fix just about everything. Then came the hallucinations. Like the trailer for a summer horror movie, AI's shadow started moving towards center stage with talk of it's going to outsmart us, possibly take over the world, and might even drive us to extinction. Amping up the fear is the delight AI engineers seem to take in explaining away programming errors by claiming the machines hallucinate. I chuckled when I first heard this. That was followed by a light-hearted, open the pod bay doors, Hal moment. Then came an eerie chill rolling out of my unconscious, up my spine, before quickly vanishing under the hot gaze of logic. AI does not hallucinate. Not by a long shot. It makes mistakes, sometimes stupid ones, sometimes colossal ones, buried in impossibly dense tangles of badly orchestrated data. By claiming that these errors are hallucinations, AI developers are projecting something quasi-mystical into a logic-only system to explain away basic machine errors. Doing so turns a simple word into marketing gold because it keeps this product in our minds with charged emotion. It's not just ludicrous, it's mathematical malpractice. It's also distracting from the inevitable disappointment that comes when something new and innovative begins to dull with ordinariness. Yes, AI is promising amazing miracles, no doubt about it, but only in a very limited way. The honeymoon phase. I welcomed Claude AI's muscular help with researching, organizing, and analyzing piles of data. I was charmed by its accessible hand-holding tutorials that let me finally take command of technically difficult applications. It was like a grant somebody secretly wrote for me had just been funded for a team of paid graduate research assistants for Christmas. Well, make that first-year, first-term assistants. Okay, maybe transfer students from an online undergraduate program in humanities based offshore. Almost immediately, I ran into limitations. The AI made mistakes, lots of them. Correcting them was tedious, so I switched to Gemini. Same problem. I tried ChatGPT. Nope. Like first-year research assistants, the most common mistakes with AI come from gathering the wrong data or miscalculating the right ones. AI developers try to explain this as the machine hallucinating. I would accept this excuse from a student having just come back from spring break in Amsterdam, but not for AI. To suggest that a computer program hallucinates promotes a dangerous mythology, even for those of us who do not literally believe it. When it gets the math right, it does so amazingly, even beyond fathoming. I'm in awe of its ability to identify intricate patterns promising to cure many of our most dreaded diseases, lead us to new systems to tackle climate change, and offer possibilities we have not yet imagined. But it will only do so through the bland and soulless logic of post-Pythagorean mathematics, driving pattern recognition and manipulation. There is nothing mystical about that. The illogical logic. Nonetheless, AI developers are attempting to put a mystical spin on their programs by glossing over mistakes when AI extrapolates conclusions based on calculating faulty data or miscalculating solid ones. It is vital that we correct the nomenclature now because claiming AI hallucinates is triggering serious fear about a future governed by it. It doesn't take a trained Jungian to know that hallucinations are not logical and have no place in the flatland of present-day mathematical logic. Claiming so, even in jest, suggests it possesses an unconscious, a force of intimidating, mystical proportions that we cannot control even in the privacy of our own minds. Enter Hal, stage right. No, AI does not hallucinate, no matter how much LSD you give it. It has no conscious or unconscious capacity, nor does it think. It calculates, and its mistakes need to be logically confronted. Understandably, in the fog of first encounter, we struggled to grasp anything from the known world to make sense of AI. But our feet are still on the ground and always have been. The old wisdom still holds that there is nothing new under the sun, not even AI. To understand the current moment, we need only recognize what AI actually is, a great, big, fat super calculator, and nothing more. I have found it easy to pierce through the mystification by challenging the mistakes my AI program makes. For example, when I asked Claude to summarize the plot of my play, Bite Your Tongue, it described characters not in the play. When challenged, it apologized and claimed to have made up the characters. Like the dreaded math teacher, I demanded it show your work. It said it could not. I told it to trace back through all its calculations. It replied that it hallucinated. I corrected it by saying it is a machine and machines do not hallucinate, and pressed on with demands it retrace every step in its calculations. It hit a dead end. I took up the investigation with another AI and found that Claude had taken a character from another play in another country with the same title. I entered that data into Claude, which replied that, yes, indeed, it did take the name from the other play. Either it lies or it has infantile dementia. Instantly, for me, all mysterious otherworldliness with the AI evaporated. I no longer ask AI to think. I ask it to calculate or analyze. That is precisely the needle in the helium balloon we need to rein in the human propensity to project unconscious complexes and drives into whatever is handy. By forcing AI to show its work, we take away the monster under the bed, the smoke and mirrors spectacle of some alien omnipresent force lurking behind it. AI is already disappointing us with too many mistakes. Changing our language with it to pure logic will deepen the disappointment because what we gain in accuracy we will lose in mystery. But don't worry, it will be a one-sided disappointment because AI won't feel it. But its marketers certainly will. Taking away the magical language makes it even less exciting and more like math class. The unconscious doesn't live in the machine. It never did. It lives in us. We know it and we desperately seek a way to reach it again after having been cut off from it with the age of science. That is the real existential crisis we face today, and it's one for which AI does not compute. In Part 3, we will trace this hunger for the mystical back to its source, a 400-year-old logical mistake that cast out the unconscious and left us with only half our intelligence. To understand why we keep projecting our inner life onto machines, we first have to understand how we came to exile it from ourselves.